Hi, I'm Catherine, the creator of Shia and the Jetsons Community Preservation of the Promised Land. Yes, I am the creator of the Promised Land. I have patented in July this year for everyone to receive their free Jetsons to travel in 13 different Promised Lands in each state in your area. So it's already patented. I'm just going to need some more support, because I want to make this, public, of course. Obviously, it's going to cost money to make it public, to make it known, that we're all going to receive it anyway, no matter what, we're going to receive it. And what is the Jetsons? Jetsons is your state of the art motorhome coach. Okay, state of the art motorhome coach that you would live in with your family, but you would have to travel. You travel with that. And the Shia facility is patented. It is a sports dome arena that you live on the top VIP section of it. If you've ever been in a sports dome arena, then look on the top VIP section of that. That would be your condominium home. And then below that, when you go to from your, I guess from your living room, uh, uh, front door would be your landscape. Outside would be the theme park, but inside, going to your house, in your, your dining room, your kitchen area, den area, then the back patio area would be your overlooking your balcony, overlooking your sports home arena. That's your backyard. I know it's crazy, but anyway, that's your backyard. That's what you would be looking at. That would be your patio leading into the, I guess, the kitchen, leading to the back patio area, and then you leading down to the floor of the arena. So you would be on the fifth floor or sixth floor. I don't know. All depends on what the architect um, well, I already have it laid out and everything, but all depends on how, what state of a building level usually a building would stay at. Uh, fourth floors or seventh floors. I don't know. California is like seventh floor. That's like the highest a building would go in California normally. In New York, a high-rise building go up to like 24 stories high, even higher than that, of course. Empire State Building. Anyway, I'm just rambling on. Look at me. Okay, now let's look at this. Okay, so it's patent, it's U.S. Trade Commission patent. So we're gonna look at this right quick because it is almost one. Okay, so we're gonna look at this now. Oh, now this would be the encounters, the book of the encounters. Now he's gonna read to you the book of encounters. Right, let me see. Let me. Okay, I don't want to drop anything. Okay. Okay, so this is the book of encounters that is called, they call themselves the planters. Now, they call themselves the planters. That's on page, and he's going to read it instead of me. Now, I'll go into it later after that. Page 24, 274. 274. They call themselves the planters. Now, just let me pause so you can just pause that, and then pause this right here. Read this. See if you can read that. Pause that. Let's see. Now, he's going to go into it, and it's really good. It's about black people being on spaceships, and that at this particular time, when China and Russia is going to go at it, they're going to hit, drop the bombs, and then, he's talking about how we're going to get picked up in spaceships that look like clouds. And I was telling you about how I was going to make a video about clouds. So this video is about clouds. I was going to tell you about clouds and what right now, what they're there for right now. They're there to um, for all things. So we'll just see what that really means.
This is Christ and the 12 disciples. Uh, so we're going to go into it and find out who actually is UFOs. UFO only means unidentified flying object. But the Israelites know what the UFOs are. They are the angels that ride in chariots, according to the scriptures.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. Now, before I go into it, let's be prepared. This man he's unconscious. What I mean by unconscious is that he's in the Bible, and then that's it. He doesn't know that the Bible means that it's just a mirror of a reflection of what our life really really means and what's really happening. You know, it's just a reflection. If you're gonna go by the Bible, yeah, sure, but if it says chariots, what chariots, what kind, what does it look like, what form is it, what does the chariots come into? You have to go into detail. Like, it doesn't go into really detail of what we can really see in real life. Chariots mean clouds. If it comes in the forms of chariots in the sky, then either it's either it's a airplane, a helicopter, or a spaceship, or what, or and then but it says, it keeps saying clouds. It's coming in the form of clouds. That's good, because that's what it keeps saying. So when we look at the clouds, you know, it has forms in it. Like when we look at, um, hold on, we're gonna go back to him. Just let me just see something. Let me just show you something right quick. I just want you to see something right quick. Hold on. I just, where is it? There's some clouds. Oh, there it is. Okay, see, okay. Now, let's look at.
Look at this guy. He's really working hard. You know what
Okay,
he'll
we're
get?
gonna look at something that could be formed.
You know what he
Like there's
should
plant
get?
life. There's plant life. There's all kind of different lives. You can't even imagine. And some of these plant lives comes in clouds. So so we're gonna see how all kind of different type of life in our atmosphere, in our air, is is what it is. It's possible. It's already here, right? It's already forming. But and then what we can't see is also there too. What we can't see. So now they're just showing you what is already in our atmosphere, but we don't know it. A lot of us don't know that it's life forms, like plasma, blue plasma, just right here. You can form blue plasma anywhere. You know, you, we are a blue, we're made of blue plasma. So see the Museum of Alien Life. Is that part two? I thought it was part three. Like part. Wait. Hold on. What is this? Oh, okay. This is parts.
To have any hope of finding alien life, we have to know what to look for.
See all those different kind of life forms.
But where do we begin? How do we narrow down a seemingly infinite set of possibilities?
See, that's a life form right there. That's somebody. That's an intelligent being right there that
There's
looks
one
like
thing
that.
we know for sure.
That
Nature will have to play by her own rules. No matter how strange alien life might be, it's going to be limited by the same physical and chemical laws that we are. On top of this, each alien environment will further limit what kinds of life forms can evolve there. Despite these natural boundaries, the possibilities are staggering to imagine. This museum of alien life will be divided into 2 exhibits. Life as we know it, home to beings with biochemistries like ours, and life as we don't know it, home to beings that challenge our concept of life itself. Before we venture too far into the unknown, we have to ask ourselves, what if alien life is more like us than we think? If there's one feature that unites us with the other specimens in this museum, it's carbon.
Carbon is ubiquitous. It's one of the most common elements in the universe, and it's very good at forming large, stable molecules.
Carbon has the rare ability to form 4-way bonds with other elements and to bind to itself in long, stable chains, enabling the formation of huge, complex molecules. This versatility makes carbon the centerpiece in the molecular machinery of life. And the same carbon compounds that we use have been found far from Earth, clinging to meteorites, and floating in far-off clouds of cosmic dust.
See, it's been floating in meteorites and in clouds and stuff. So this carbon, this plasma,
The building blocks of life, drifting like snow through the universe. And if alien life has selected other carbon compounds for their biochemistry, they will have plenty to choose from. Scientists recently identified over 1 million possible alternatives to DNA, all carbon-based.
See, so all carbon based. So what that means is that all life forms is formed in one form intelligence where you have an intelligence. So that means life forms can be like us or it can be like clouds. So the clouds have an opinion. So what it means is that the universe speaks what it wants based on the environment it's in or based on the environment that it wants to be in. So we're here because, well, this is planet Earth. It has vegetation, the sun, the moon, and everything, and it has like food here, right? Plants and stuff. So that's why we're here. But why is the clouds up there? Well, the clouds is up there because that's where they live. What do they eat? They eat dirty air. They eat our pollutants. They destroy our pollutants. That's what they do. They make vegetation on the ground moist so it can grow. It cleans the earth. That's what it does. And so it thinks, well, I'm going to go clean this area. I'm going to clean that area. That's why the clouds never stay still, because it's cleaning areas. It has intelligence. It's thinking. Now, if it can do that, and why is it there? That's the question. Well, it doesn't have to be there. It could just be filthy. Then the earth would be so filthy if there was no clouds. Imagine that, if there was no clouds. There would be no rain. There would be no electricity to electrify this earth to keep it going, because that's what lightning is for. And then beings and demons or things come down through not lightning bolts as well. So things come down through the clouds. The clouds are intelligent. It forms itself into spaceships because it's different life forms. It's a different life form.
Other carbon-based life forms, we would be fundamentally related. They would be our cosmic brethren. But would they look anything like us? If they hail from Earth-like planets, we could share even more in common than just our biochemistry. What would life be like on other planets if it has evolved? Would it be like the world today here on Earth? Or would it be completely different? There are those who argue that from the argument of convergent evolution, if conditions on other planets are similar to here, then we would see very similar life forms. Animal and plant-like organisms that look very familiar.
This is on the video games that my son plays. He has to kill these beings and things like that and the reason why that's in the video games and all these creatures are in the video games because, well, in other worlds, this exists and things like that. And so when we say that, we're going to go back to the original state of things, we're talking about back to the original state of things, like where these things exist in other dimensions, and all of the dimensions are clashing into one another right now as we speak. And so that's why they made this video here, because they're telling you that this exists and it's going to clash into our world. And in the Bible it says, oh well, there was a being that came in the four faces, and one looked terrible, and it just looked terrible, and all this stuff. So yeah, but see, to them it would look terrible, but to us, when we turn, it won't look terrible, because we'll know the meaning of why they exist, because clouds exist the same as this exists. The clouds and this is the same intelligence, has the same brain. It just forms differently, that's all. And what does the clouds do? Well, it cleans our earth, so we don't have a problem with it, do we? So therefore, when it comes into our atmosphere, well, yeah, we may have a problem with it, but we'll see what it's going to eat. If it's not eating you, well, then you wouldn't really have a problem with it. I mean, I'm just saying what's going to happen. I'm just saying.
On Earth, certain features like eyesight, echolocation, and flight have evolved multiple times independently in different species. This process of convergent evolution could extend to alien planets like Earth, where creatures face similar environmental pressures. It's no guarantee, but there could be certain universalities of life. The greatest hits of evolution on repeat across the universe.
Okay, now you see all these eyes? See, these are different eyes, right? Okay, well, in the clouds, you see all these in the clouds, right? When you see eyes in the clouds, you see these. See? Because in the clouds there is reptilians, and then there's people like us, and then there's just different things that are looking at us.
Each feature would be attuned to its local environment. Dimly lit planets would produce huge eyes to suck in extra light, like nocturnal mammals. Some people have gone so far as to say that human-type organisms, humanoids, will occur on other planets. The existence of other human-like organisms seems unlikely, given the long, convoluted chain of events that produced us. But we can't rule it out.
Right, see, he just said you can't rule this out.
If just one in every 100 trillion Earth-like planets produced a human-like form,
that's real. That's the eye, that's the throat, that's real. Okay, now imagine that coming down in a cloud. You know what I'm saying? So you can't really imagine that, but I'm just saying that clouds, when they come down, it can come down in many different ways.
Convergent evolution is also rampant in plant life, and C4 before photosynthesis has arisen independently over 40 times.
And
The
then
alien plants look like ours or something else entirely.
and see plant life too. Plant life is also there's Groots. You know what? That's why they put Groots in there because it was really real. And then there's Sasquatch. This Sasquatch is different from a Groot. You know what I'm saying? But it's still on the earth, and it comes down through clouds. Oh my god. Anyway, so let's go to
On Earth, plants appear green because they absorb the other wavelengths in the sun's light spectrum.
and and that's the way that this plant life is formed on green vegetation. So it's different many forms of different plant lives.
But stars come in many colors.
See, because plant because
The alien plants would evolve different pigments to adapt to their sun's unique spectrum.
because Earths are stars. We are a star. Earth is a star. There's other different stars, and then we have our sun is a star, and so this is what it's this program is trying to say. I'll leave a link, but it's really long. I'm not going to go into it. I just wanted to show you how in the Bible they said that they come in the clouds. So many different forms come in clouds because clouds have intelligence.
Plants feeding off hotter stars could appear redder by absorbing their energy-rich beam of light. Around dim red dwarf stars, vegetation could appear black, adapted to absorb all visible wavelengths of light.
And what's on different planets too. So this is on like different planets and stuff like that. And
May have once appeared purple due to a pigment called retinol that was an early precursor to chlorophyll. Some think that retinol's molecular simplicity could make it a more universal pigment.
see now this is like another.
So, we may find that purple is life's favorite color.
See, so that's that planet that has a purple. That's a purple planet. So it's different planet. There's a planet that's like nothing but diamonds on that planet. They put that out in the news on CBS on the news like 3 years ago. They found a planet that was a diamond planet.
But the color of alien vegetation is more than just a curiosity. It's chemical information that can be seen from light years away. Earth plants leave a signature bump in the light reflected off our planet.
Okay, let me just stop right here because it's gonna go. I don't want to really go into it too long. I don't even know why I even went into it too long. But anyway, okay. Okay. So what I'm saying is the point I'm trying to make is that we'll leave a link in here, and it goes into clouds. I'm just trying to say it's gonna go into clouds, and that it just seems like that clouds bring down life forms. So let's go to the spaceships. Okay, that's part 2.
Shalom, this is Shemai Wan.
Okay.
And now I'm going to go over Acts, chapter 1, verse 9. Acts, chapter
Okay,
1,
now-
verse 9. And when he had spoken these things while they beheld, he was taken up. and the cloud received him out of their sight. This is the one he called Jesus Christ. So he went up on a cloud. So these men saw chariots come down, or UFOs come down and grab them. Just like in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 1 through 3.
He said clouds.
Okay, verse 10. And while they looked steadfastly toward heaven as he went up, behold, two men stood by them in white apparel. So these were angels. All right? So if Christ looked that way, these angels, it says they were two men. So they don't look like aliens, green men. They were men. And they blended right in with the disciples. So it says, which also said, ye men of Galilee, or ye men of Israel, why stand ye gazing up into heaven? This same Jesus, which is taken up from you into heaven, shall so come in like manner, as ye have seen him go into heaven. So these men knew Jesus Christ went up into a chariot, and they knew that these angels, these men in front of them, were angels. They came out of that chariot. All right? So those were black men as well, because all the disciples were black men. All right? So now we're going to go to another witness who saw these chariots. Over here in the book of Zechariah in the Old Testament, chapter 5, verse 1. Then I turned and lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. And he said unto me, the angel said unto him, what seest thou? And Zechariah answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof is 10 cubits. So this flying roll got measurements. So it goes to show you that